The topic of our presentation is Foreign Service Career Advantages and Disadvantages. Today we are going to speak about the main functions of diplomats, special diplomatic education, advantages of foreign service career, disadvantages of foreign service career, and problems which foreign service officers face. Today, in the globalized world, the future of any country depends not only on its diplomacy or international community, but also on people who are key players in foreign policy and build bridges between countries and nations through negotiations, high-level meetings, and other diplomatic activities.
So, who is a diplomat? A diplomat is a person appointed by a state to conduct diplomacy with one or more other states or international organizations. The main functions of diplomats are representation and protection of the interests and nationals of the sending state, initiation and facilitation of strategic agreements, treaties and conventions, promotion of information, trade and commerce, technology, and friendly relations.
Nowadays, there is an ambiguous position about necessity of special diplomatic education for build successful career in foreign service. Some people think the special diplomatic education is needed, but not always a well-educated worker is not always a good specialist.
But we think representation the interest of the country in a foreign country is responsible and not easy job. The career in foreign service requires not only specious mind, but also expertise. A diplomat must have expertise in one or more foreign languages, history, economy, geography, international law, psychology, and even culture. So we are sure that special diplomatic education is really needed to build successful career in foreign service.
There are such advantages of foreign service career. Firstly, it is a good prospect to benefit your country through representing its interests and problems abroad. It is a prestigious job which gives you personal privileges and additional benefits like paid relocation for you and your family, insurance both for you and your family, and so on. Secondly, frequent travels during which you have the opportunity to get acquainted with the life of other countries, to discover more about their cultural, economic, and social life, and to get some experience of a better or a worse life. And thirdly, it is a challenging and demanding job, which requires constant self-development. It gives opportunity to broaden your horizon and to move language skills, get new friends across the globe, communicate and exchange the experience with successful people.
And there are such disadvantages. Risk to life and health. Foreign service career is really a dangerous profession. Sometimes foreign service officers must live in countries with harsh climate or politically unstable countries. Also, there are such risks to diplomat as assassination attempt, terrorist attack, and so on. Then, path to the profession is long and thorny. There is very high competition to get the job. Relocation and living abroad. The idea of living in a foreign country may sound appealing, but diplomats typically don't choose the destination. Diplomats are expected to quickly pack, move, and adapt to new living arrangements. This is especially difficult for those who have families. In addition, living in another country, getting used to the climate and customs, and forging relationships are always stressful to some extent. And diplomats have to support his or her country's policy, whatever his or her private views are. There are some problems which foreign service officers may face. The first problem is about international relations in a more complicated and fragmented world. States and governments have less power in international relations than they used to, as they need to consider new players on international arena, which are generally called non-state actors. Our world has really changed a lot during the last few decades, and we definitely can't ignore these changes. And the best way to interact in this new complicated world is through negotiation, if they are not just endless talking of course, but led to certain output.
Controversial combination of both personal and political sides. This is the role a strong and altruistic personality plays in modern diplomacy. We agree that nowadays modern diplomacy requires new approaches and trends. The world is moving forward steadily. The principles and approaches forming the modern politics have been hardly affected. It continues to manage commercial interests instead of humanism, justice, transparency, and honesty.
A two-faced side of the world politics is spreading everywhere. It is not a secret anymore that wars are based on the lie. Firstly, big players of the modern politics take into account their own interests and ambitions. Secondly, countries and nations fighting for their independence are just pawns in someone else's game.
In general, all features of foreign service career can be regarded either as advantages and disadvantages. So everyone should organize priorities and be ready to face all peculiarities of this profession. Except diplomatic education, as a specialist in this sphere should have such personal characteristics as honesty, responsibility, the ability to improvise, and many more. Thank you for attention.